can be hard to fit a workout into your busy everyday life, especially if you're a mom like myself. Today, for our Bison Friday, we have Adam Mead, the Assistant Strength and Conditioning Coach at NDSU, here to kind of tell us how we can still get a quick and effective workout in maybe just 30 minutes. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, I consider myself pretty much in the same condition, peak performance as some of your NDSU athletes.
For sure.
Not at all. Not at all. But there are probably some things that I could take away from what you are telling your young athletes. And they're not young, they're in their 20s.
No, exactly.
So what kind of things, what would be the basic things that you would tell someone who wants to try to get into better shape?
I think the biggest thing is just be consistent. So make time for it, find time for it, make sure it's a priority for you. And obviously make it economical for your space, economical for your time, and economical for the conditions around you.
Okay, so at NDSU, obviously, you are telling the
spoiled,
athletes, yep, you
yeah.
have to do this, and you have like the best equipment. But do you have to have the best equipment or a big, large space?
No, by no means. I think honestly you just need a good attitude going into it and making sure you know what you're doing and have some, be able to apply some things that you're seeing. But no, everything that we have that fancy in NDSU doesn't necessarily have to happen in your home. So.
And time is crucial. I feel like no one has enough time.
Yep.
If you have only 30 minutes, can that make a difference in getting yourself into good shape?
No doubt about it. Yeah, I think just prioritizing your time well, using the time efficiently, so doing things at a faster pace, faster tempo, making it applicable to where you're at in terms of your fitness level. Not everybody's obviously a college level athlete, so basically narrowing it down to a smaller scale and then ramping yourself back up as you get more time, I guess, in training and whatnot. So,
what would be some examples of something that if someone's like, well, what can I do to really make a difference?
I think just overall, just maybe some upper lower circuits. I know circuit training is kind of a hot button topic, but having tempo, pace to your training. So obviously stay-at-home mom, whatever it may be, I think the time is, like you said, of the essence. So having something that can go bang, you go from one exercise, whether it's a split squat or some variation of a squat right into a push-up variation. What level push-up that might look like, I don't know, but we're depending on where you're at. And then after that, maybe some core, and then cycling back through and just doing that fast tempo, high volume, so high repetitions, making sure you're getting a good heart rate response out of it too, I think is a big deal for a lot of the people that would be training that way. So
how can you, I mean, heart rate monitors are big right now, but how would you explain if you don't have a heart rate monitor, maybe just being out of breath, not really being able to hold that conversation?
Yeah, I think something like that. I think that'd be a good gauge. So in terms of having a conversation, making sure you can have a conversation, but making sure that conversation is not a normal conversation, I guess maybe the best way to say it. So make sure you actually getting some work done. But
and you gave us some examples, but can you expand on that? I mean, sometimes I think, oh, you're probably going to say exercises that I would have no idea how to do, but you brought up squats.
Yeah, squats, push-ups. I think anything you do, just make sure you do it well. I know there's a lot of different things out on social media that good, bad, and different, whatever it may be, but I think just really sticking to the basic things and doing those basic things exceptionally well, I think will get you the best results over time, as long as you're consistent with it. So.
Okay, so push-ups, sit-ups,
push-ups, sit-ups, single leg work, posterior chain, so glutes, hamstrings work, glute bridges, core work, right? So everything transfers lower to upper body, I think is all really efficient and really purposeful.
Is there any difference between men and women? Of course, I'm talking about busy mom, but you work with both women and men.
Yeah, predominantly females.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, predominantly. So.
Is there anything different you do for your female athletes then?
Honestly, not really. No, in terms of exercise selection, in terms of what we're looking to do, a lot of it is, obviously the female, we're looking at ACL prevention. So ACL, a lot of our jump training, so a lot of our start and sticking, stuff like that. So really getting strong in those positions to make sure we're able to withstand the rigors of whatever sport we're doing, I think is incredibly important, especially in the female population, but obviously both populations too. But
in the break leading in, you mentioned you do pretty much all sports except for football, but I asked about, Kramer with football, but strength and conditioning, I feel like with all NDSU sports, whether you're talking football or women's basketball or track, I think NDSU athletes, you really see that they're able to, they stay strong. When people say you're a second half team, you just can't wear us down. Is that crucial in what you do with your training?
I think so. I think the way that we train and the efficiency that we train with and the energy we put into our training in terms of our tempo that we're training at and the work we're getting done in that amount of time we have, I think that goes a long way in terms of seeing results on the field, especially later on in the games, later on in the events, later on in the matches when it's crucial. So.
And so as the elite athlete that I am, I can, or very much not, we can really still use some of those same basic.
I think the principles are the principles for sure. Yeah, I think you can apply anything to different contexts and just make it fit for you. So.
And before you go, because I know people say you can't outrun your fork, and although you don't, work with the nutrition specifically, can you give us a little advice for people who are watching, like, okay, well, I'll do my squats, push-ups, sit-ups, but I'm not seeing any changes. It might be what you're eating?
It could definitely be what you're eating. I mean, honestly, just making sure you're getting those 3 meals a day, squared out meals, and then your snacks between them, I think is incredibly important. But to also make sure you're consistent with it. Just be consistent over time. And don't expect results, right away. It doesn't happen. There's no magic pill, no magic solution or anything like that. Just it takes time, it takes dedication, it just takes basically a commitment to it. So
I thought you guys did have magic pills over at NDSU.
We used to, but we've lost them someplace along the way.
Not
so
anymore.
not anymore.
Right. Well, thank you so much for coming in. Great advice. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back.